Many people look at a piece of fruit from the grocery store and wonder how they could grow one at home in a container. Well, wonder no more. Here are 12 different fruits right from the grocery store you can grow at home in a container today. 1. Tomatoes. Growing tomatoes from the seeds starts with cutting a tomato in half and scooping out the seeds with a small spoon. Put the seeds in a fine mesh strainer and push out the pulp. Let the seeds dry on a paper towel for 5 to 7 days. You can get creative and fill emptied-out eggshells with potting soil and a teaspoon of water. Simply press the dried tomato seeds into the moistened soil. Put the eggshell planters on a very sunny windowsill until they sprout, and then plant them outside, shell and all. The eggshell acts as a natural fertilizer that the tomato plant can use for nutrients. 2. Cucumbers. Growing cucumbers from the seeds starts with cutting the cucumber in half and scooping out the seeds with a small spoon. Take the seeds and stir them into a glass of water, pulp and all. The fertile seeds will fall to the bottom. Skim the others off the top and throw them out as they will not grow. Cucumber seeds can be planted directly into the soil, but they will need plenty of sunlight and water to grow. They will also need a trellis to climb if you grow them in a container. 3. Avocado. Growing an avocado tree from the pit begins with removing the pit from the fruit of the avocado. Push 3 toothpicks into the pit so the toothpicks will support the avocado in a glass of water. Make sure the pointy side is up, so the avocado pit will germinate. This will take at least several weeks or so. Keep the jar of water in a sunny place and change the water often. Once you have a strong root system, you can put the avocado tree into a container of soil in a warm, sunny place. 4. Watermelons. Growing watermelons from the seeds starts with cutting up a watermelon between the seeds to expose them. This way, they are easy to slide out with a toothpick unharmed. Line a small, clear plastic container with a damp paper towel. Lay the seeds on the paper towel and then place another paper towel on top of this. Then cover the plastic container with clear plastic wrap. Keep it at room temperature and out of direct sunlight. The plastic container acts as a greenhouse and softens the seeds for planting in 4 days. That's when seeds will then be ready for planting in small containers. Keep in mind that the sprouts will need plenty of warm sunshine, high temperatures, and water to survive. 5. Pumpkins. Growing pumpkins from seeds starts with cutting a large hole in the top of the pumpkin and removing the seeds. Rinse the pulp from them and let them dry for a week, spaced out on waxed paper in a very dry place. Plant the seeds in moist, warm soil, about 3 or 4 to a container. The plants will emerge in about 10 days, but it will be about a month before they are ready to plant somewhere else. 6. Peach. Growing a peach tree from the pit starts with removing the pit from the peach and rinsing it off. Peach pits can be directly planted into a container full of moist soil after they have been soaked for a few hours. Peach pits do best when they are planted in the fall and do better with lots of water and sunlight. 7. Peppers. Growing peppers from the seeds starts with cutting the pepper open, rubbing the seeds off the white center pulp, and then collecting them into a container. The collected pepper seeds can go right into small containers of loose, warm soil, with a little bit of water. You'll need 6 seeds for each container to get a healthy plant. The seeds also need a warm place to sprout, and then the sprouts will need lots of sunlight to grow. 8. Pineapple. Growing a pineapple from the crown of the pineapple begins by firmly grasping the leaves at the top of the pineapple, and then twisting it until it comes off. Peel off the bottom layers of the leaves from the crown of the pineapple, so that 1/2 of an inch of the crown is exposed. This is where the roots will grow. Set the pineapple in a clear jar or cut-off plastic bottle filled with water. The leaves should be above the water. Put the pineapple in a sunny place and change the water every 2 to 3 days. When you see the roots, you can plant the pineapple crown into some soil. Give it plenty of sunlight and keep the temperature between 68 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit. 9. Strawberries. Growing strawberries from seeds is a delicate process. It begins with gently freeing the seeds from the surface of the strawberry with a toothpick, and then wiping them onto a paper towel to dry for a week in a cool location. When they are dry, put the strawberry seeds into moistened soil, just under the surface in a small container. They do not need sunlight, but they do need regular water. Once the seeds have sprouted, put the sprouts in larger containers or plant them outside if the weather is warm. The roots are delicate, so be careful when transplanting them. 10. Orange. Growing oranges and other citrus fruits in containers from seeds is easy. Simply take the seeds from any citrus fruit and soak them overnight. Plant them 1/2 inch deep into moist potting soil in any kind of container. Put a clear plastic bag over the container to create a greenhouse effect, and let the covered container sit in a warm, sunny spot for 2 weeks. When the seeds start to grow, remove the plastic and keep the plant sprayed and watered in a warm, sunny spot away from the wind. 11. Raspberries. Growing raspberries from seed starts with pressing the raspberries through a fine mesh strainer. Gently rinse the pulp from the seeds and dry them on a paper towel for a week. Plant the raspberry seeds in a container of potting soil, 1/4 of an inch below the surface. Raspberries are best planted in the fall in cool weather. Keep the container away from the sunlight for the first few weeks and mist it every day to keep the soil wet. 12. Onions. Growing onions from the core of the onion starts with squarely cutting away the outside layers of the onion until you have only the core of the onion left, with the roots still on the bottom and the shoots on the top. Simply place the onion core into damp potting soil and keep it watered. Warm soil will cause the onion's plant to sprout in about 4 days.